From South Bend, Indiana to Scottsbluff, Nebraska. From Austin, Texas to Winnemucca, Nevada. Let's ride. We want to ride shotgun with you for the next hour, talking trucking with Deaton and Doty. Welcome to episode Double Deuce 22.
Double Deuce.
Favorite number.
Hate when that happens.
How's it going, guys?
Great. You guys get a lot of rain up there?
We actually dried out finally because I've had some guys working at my house building a deck in the backyard, and the last 2 weeks they've been able to work like 3 days, not even full days. It's because of the rain, but yeah, this week started off good so far, and it looks like the forecast is dry all the way till next week. So
yeah, we barely got any of the rain from Ida.
Yeah,
we got just the very edge of it.
We've just had a wet summer. It's just, I'm sure we're not the only ones, but how about you down there?
Yeah, same thing. We had some work done to our building. We're dropping the bumpers off the docks. That wasn't really held up much because it was undercover. But yeah, it's been raining today. It rained a lot. So
yeah,
Yeah,
Mike, we know it's always raining in Florida, right?
Yeah,
every day.
Yeah, it's
Every
pretty
day.
much raining every day. It's summer. We get the It's actually been raining all day today, but usually we get either like an afternoon or morning showers pretty quick. Might be a quick downpour, but
Yeah.
it's usually not all day. But today it has been.
Yeah, it's been pretty hot too the last few weeks, so it's muggy with all the rain. But hey, it's drying out now. We're going into fall soon.
football.
Football this
Yes.
week. This weekend, well, actually, Joel, college football already kicked off, right? Nebraska
Already
lost.
did, yep. The
Yeah.
Shirt alumni is pissed. That's 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Lost the opening weekend.
And we see behind him, if everybody hasn't noticed yet, that's Cut Newton. Yeah, Cam Newton, teamless.
Mean machine.
Yeah,
Did anyone pick him up?
not yet.
Bill
Bishop
practice
Sycamore.
squad or
Yeah,
something.
say Bishop pick.
That
wow.
fake
The
football
mean
team.
machine picked him up.
I highly doubt they will, but who knows? Joining us this week on the show, back again, Johnny Five. Thanks for coming on, Johnny. Ray,
Not a problem.
as always, Ray Nieto and Jim Mackey. Wide World of Sports with Joel Howle. Joel, we're glad to have you back this
So glad
week.
to be back.
Bye week of sports last week.
Yeah, it was a bye week last week. Trucking news with Ian Dunlap, and then we'll do Jim Mackey, Johnny Five, and Ray will battle Kumar with trucking questions with Kumar. We're going to get to Mike's put together some stuff about Indiana, doing a mock run like Christian and I did. I'm really looking forward to that. Before we get to that, though, I will tell you, I kind of made a mistake the way I booked Jesse the other day. So just let me give you a little backstory. Jesse lives in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So he was in, I want to say he was in Valdosta, Georgia area when we found out Thursday, I think it was, when we found out that hurricane was headed right towards Louisiana, part of Mississippi, and he lives, Hattiesburg is pretty close to the coast. So Jesse and his wife were worried. They got kids there. They needed to board up the house. So I just told him, dude, just deadhead home. We had one load, probably enough to cover our fixed cost. And I told him, I'll pay you for the week anyway. I mean, we got to get home, take care of your family. So he did. They lost power. There was some damage to some things, I guess Jesse said. But our truck got the windshield blown out of it or from the hurricane, or cracked out of it, or however it happened. So after that went through, Jesse had to get the windshield replaced. And then I don't know, I was busy, and I was looking for a load out of there. And there really wasn't a lot yet because I think a lot of places didn't have power. So I grabbed a load from West Point, Mississippi, down into Florida, 3,300 on 800 miles. And afterwards, I was kicking myself because I wasn't thinking that it's a holiday weekend. It delivered Friday, and I'm in South Florida. And he is a reefer, so, I mean, it's a little bit better with a reefer. But, I don't even have, on a holiday weekend, I'm like, how am I don't even have the time to deadhead him out to get up and take a chance on Saturday loading.
I pre-booked Saturday now.
Well,
So the
go
mock
ahead, Mike.
the mock run I put together delivers in Florida on a Friday.
Okay.
So,
On a holiday weekend?
Was
or
it a
not?
holiday
yes,
weekend, though?
yeah, no, holiday weekend. Yep,
Oh,
this
okay.
weekend. I
Okay.
ran it from today, whatever was on the boards, whatever I could find. I ran it
Okay.
from today till next Thursday. So 8 days I did it. But
I can't wait for this. This
So-
will be good.
it delivered.
You know, I felt like I made a mistake, and I think I just jumped the gun just trying to get him out of there because I was like, man, we got to get a good week. 33 on 8's good. But then what do you do Friday when you're in South Florida? And it was pretty much garbage again. So I tried to pass it off on Ian, who I got on last time for sending him long out of Florida on a weekend. And I'm like, Ian, you want to get Jesse? And you know, he's like, oh, I'm not allowed anymore, remember?
That's it. Yeah.
So
I
he
can
was
find your
smart.
load back to Ohio, no
Yeah.
problem.
But guess what? So Jesse checked in at 11 o'clock this morning to get loaded. 3 o'clock, he calls me. He said they sent him away to the truck stop. And so I checked in with him at 4 o'clock. He said they don't even have the product. He said they don't know when. So we talked to the broker, and I told Ian, just pull the load. We're not going to wait around any longer. So we got lucky. So I don't have him down there, and I was real happy about that. Secondly, I'm really happy to be a Metal-Arc agent because Metal-Arc called Ian and said, hey, we need some help with some ice loads for FEMA. Lake Charles to Louisiana, they're paying $3,000 on 200 miles, and we don't know how long it's going to go, but they need a couple reefers. Luckily, Jesse's sitting 5 hours away, and so is another truck was getting empty. So we were in position to go help. I don't have all the details yet, but I got involved with Ian, and we told Metal-Arc that, hey, we're going to just hold them and position them, so you guys figure it out. And we got 2 good Metal-Arc trucks to put on it, and so they were real happy about that, and we were real happy, you know, that they were called for that, and we have the opportunity to do it. So who knows what happens? But we'll find out in the morning. But anyway, Mike,
It's like,
go ahead.
Go ahead. So that's like Friday. So Friday I had to. I bought a truck and I had to go to the bank and do a bunch of stuff. So, and 2.
Oh, it looks
Nice.
like we lost Mike.
There we go.
You guys hear me?
Technical
Oh yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. So anyway, I had to go to the bank. Where was it? Yeah, I had to go to the bank, take care of some stuff, and Russ, and a couple of guys that I had booked, their loads fell through, and Russ took care of one of them. He booked to Massachusetts, and the other one to Schenectady, New York.
Oh, the old Rust trip.
They were
The-
good
the
loads,
ma-
though,
the old-
Mike.
The Mass
switch
one,
from Russ.
that was
Oh.
like, yeah,
South
And
Dakota,
then,
here we come.
that Mass one ended up falling through.
Yeah, Austin picked up
Was one I
something
was
else
happy
that
about
night.
because he had to be home. Yeah, because he had to be home, but he ended up getting Austin ended up getting like 1,700 on like 180 miles.
Yeah, but
Um,
Mike, you got to admit the other loads were real. Well,
Yeah.
anything I booked, they were strong.
No, they were
So,
good. Yeah, he
yeah.
could have got him out of there.
But I think
for
I
that
did
money.
text Mike and Christian. I told Mike,
Yeah.
hey, I booked your guy to Masson to Schenectady, however you say it.
Schenectady, yeah.
And I,
Schenectady.
yeah, have fun with that.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Well, no, he told me the miles and the rate, and I said I don't even want to ask where. I knew exactly where it was. Had an idea anyway.
Kabul.
Yeah, but anyway, I did talk to your drivers first, though, Mike. The guys that you dispatched that I booked, and I told them what it was, and they're not scared of it. So I said, well, Mike's not scared of it either, so he can get you out of there. And then both of them said, Russ, we like you better than Mike.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But,
So
Yeah, they're not going to be saying that when they're on the border of Canada and Idaho and they can't get a load out.
Mike, we're gonna go to the news first, and then we'll come back to you so you get your screen right, because I know you got to share your screen.
He's got that Florida
okay.
bandwidth.
Yeah,
Right?
Must be raining.
Mike, put it on AM.
All right, we'll hop into the news then. So, I'm sure you guys heard about a little storm coming through Louisiana. Ida came through and kind of messed some things up. There are a couple traffic things that I can update on. In my notes. All right. I-55 between New Orleans and Hammond is closed because of trees that are down. I-10 between New Orleans and Baton Rouge closed down. I think that they are getting it open, but right now it's emergency vehicles only. 90 over by Pass Christian. That's the actual name of the town, I guess, not Pass Christian.
Right. Yes, it's nowhere near me.
Isn't it past Christian?
You know what? It might be. I don't have that
That's
Louisiana
Christian.
twang to throw on it, so.
Let's get Duhan in here.
Shoot him, Elizabeth.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Shoot him.
Shoot them.
Also, Port of Louisiana or Port of New Orleans is completely closed. They don't have any power.
Wow.
I don't even think that they've really been into the port too much because they were talking about aerial footage that they were looking at of it. So, who knows how far they've even ventured into that.
If I'm not mistaken, that's like the 5th or 6th largest port in the United States.
Well, also Port of Mobile is also shut down. That is just to ships, though. They are still doing container traffic out of there, fortunately.
Yeah.
So, but there's gonna be a lot of congestion because also rail lines are shut down through there. So we are probably gonna see even more intermodal freight, at least in that area, getting pushed to trucks.
Yeah.
Will help us a little bit. Also, one other quick update, traffic update. Monday, Tuesday nights. I can't read my notes here. I-17 over in Phoenix is going to be closed, but they're going to have a detour up. But just Monday and Tuesday nights. So if anyone's running through there, just a heads up.
Zach, can you resend the mic?
Sure.
Go ahead, Ian.
And then I'm sure you guys all saw the Texas wind turbine blade incident.
Are you able to throw that up?
Is that the
in
train?
Yeah, Matt can put up video.
Okay, so Matt will throw it up.
You might have to mute the audio on that. That guy was
Yeah.
He
we're
was
gonna
air
throw up-
horning a
No,
lot.
we'll let it go.
loved it.
We'll throw up a picture. There, Mike's back. Go ahead, Ian.
No, I just want to talk to you guys about that and get your opinions.
Well, we've been talking about it in here most of the week, and I'm curious what you think, Christian. What I thought was, wouldn't that's got to be an escort load, so it's a permitted escort load. Wouldn't and we do escort loads, but I don't really get involved in them too much. But wouldn't the escort company have some communication with knowing when a train's coming through there before they send that through? I mean, I'd guess that they probably would have a schedule.
You
or
would
something.
assume so.
For something that long.
The flag car was right in front of the truck, wasn't it? I thought there was the escort
Yeah,
was
it
in
was.
front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He kind of stopped, like, oh, okay, we'll just stop here with the gates going down. It's like, no, that's the
he
wrong
got out
answer.
of his car.
Yeah. So kind of
Hey,
blocked
just-
the guy from moving.
I did hear something about that too. Okay, so I was talking with Stanley. Remember Stanley Russell?
Oh,
Yeah, we all know.
Okay,
Stanley.
so supposedly he knows somebody that was working in that. I don't know if it was on that company or something else, but anyways, he was saying that he heard that they were having problems with the dolly, which is the tail end of the trailer, because it turns after they've been having trouble with that dolly all day long, so it didn't make the turn as accurate as it should have,
Yeah.
and
so he
kind
got
of put him
caught
in
up.
that position. Yeah.
Okay.
At
Well,
that
would
point,
make-
I think rather than stopping on the tracks, I would have put in reverse and backed up. Maybe that was what he's trying to do. I don't know, but he was sitting there for a little while.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
was
that
still going
blade.
forward from what I saw.
Are you talking
Yeah.
about that blade that got
Yeah.
hit by the
Yeah.
train?
Yeah.
Yeah.
40
Yeah, it was. He was-
Germany.
I don't know if he stopped and they were trying to get those back trailer.
That's what
turned
Ray
to-
just
to make
said.
that turn.
That's what Ray just
Yeah.
said. They were having trouble with the back axle all day. So
It seemed to move when the train hit it.
He probably just
All right,
hammered it
all
as
right,
well.
all right.
Yeah.
They fixed it.
Yeah, anybody hear how the
Train
driver's doing on it? Because that was he took a little side
Straightened
ride
it
there.
right out.
Yeah. Fortunately, there was no major injuries. Everyone. Is gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah, because that happened right outside San Antonio, out here, Luling, Texas.
Oh, is that where it was?
Yeah, I'm actually passing by that here too on the way home.
Don't
Gotcha.
stop.
And I was reading up on
Take
it.
a picture.
I've heard it happen there a couple. I've heard it's happened there a couple times, right? With the, I don't know if it was wind with the wind turbines, but I've heard it's happened at that intersection a couple different times.
Yeah, I don't know why they go through there. I mean, I've been through Luling. Back in the day, used to be on a delivery route. That used to be that's actually the first light when you come into Luling, and it's a pretty tight turn. I don't know why they even go through there in the first place.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
the escort
I'd
company
ask-
wasn't even supposed to go through there, and maybe they messed up.
Yeah.
Possible
Yeah.
that it's possible it wasn't even supposed to be part of the route, or they didn't research the route enough.
I will say this:
Yeah.
it's been the talk of the trucking industry, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I've heard it from just about everybody I've talked to on the phone, drivers, brokers, customers, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
So, is that what you got, Ian?
Oh,
Are we-
no,
oh, you
no,
got
no.
some more.
I got more.
Okay,
So
let's go.
I'm sure you guys heard about there were some FMCSA restrictions that were waived during Ida.
Ida.
Georgia wasn't a part of that, but the Governor Kemp down there, he added himself onto his own. He made a 30-day declaration of hour suspension. And then what was interesting is also they waived the restriction for 80,000 pounds and moved it to 95, just so they can put more volume, I guess, towards Louisiana. But we're still waiting on more information to come out. I couldn't find too much. I'd like to see what all that applies to. Is everyone just allowed to run free in Georgia? Or
I doubt
I would
that,
doubt
but
that.
we caught that information late, and Ian and I were talking about it. So, when you're watching the show, if you want to make a comment or hit it on Facebook, if you know anything about it, we're gonna talk to Trish and Stacy tomorrow to see what they know about it, because we don't have any details. Did you hear about it, Christian?
I did. I didn't dig into the details. I don't really play in that arena. I mean, FEMA, yes, we've done that. We've done it for years, but not as far as the hours of service.
Yeah.
I mean, and you have to take, I believe it's a full time when you get there anyways. It's,
Mhm.
I mean, it can get you ahead, but I don't know. I've never seen it to be wildly beneficial. If you do some good planning, you might lose a little bit of time, but at the same time, if you want to rush to get there and push it, sometimes that has consequences.
Yeah, we've done it during COVID.
Yeah, there were some guys who really took advantage of that.
Joel.
Guys who
Mic
can
works.
who can run a lot in one shift. They really took advantage of it, I think, and it was definitely nice.
I mean, you just got. There's a
I never want to
safety
defend
factor.
that. I never want to defend that position. That's
And
my
I'm with
problem.
you. There is a safety factor. During COVID, there were some reefer guys on our fleet that were, because they were running food for restocking and stuff that was pretty much completely out. They did, but
And they
I
always
just look
did it
if
safely.
if a reefer is going to make 9 to 10.5, a week right now, or whatever the band is, like, how much more do we have to push
Right.
product? I mean, if it's the fact that they're out of water, that's one thing, but they have resources
right,
within close proximity where you don't have to use 30 hours of driving to get the water there.
right.
Personal opinion.
I agree. I'm with you.
Last
I
thing
like
we
the
want
hours
to
of
touch on.
service. I like that sleep.
Oh yeah. Last thing that we want to touch on with the news is the storms right now. Ida is finishing dumping some rain. West Virginia, Pennsylvania, a little bit of Ohio today, and Christian, I think you're getting some in Virginia, right?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's-
What
we're
about
down.
wind? Are you guys getting any wind, or is it just a rain event?
No, yesterday we did. We had tornado warning at my house on and
Wow.
off, and we had one last week too. So yeah, the winds, it's pretty odd around here. Like you said, it's gonna be a great year for hurricanes, Russ.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Ian, there's a couple more churning out there.
Yeah, Kate has fortunately downgraded to a post-cyclone. So Kate is done, or dying. But we have Larry popping up off the coast of Africa. Right now it is a named storm. Next it could be a hurricane. So looks like it's going to
southeast coast. It looks like they're projecting.
But it looks like it's going to become a bigger storm further away from us and then die down. But
okay.
The past couple weeks, as we've updated on hurricanes, we've been totally wrong by the time it's Friday.
Ian's
been more wrong.
I will say,
directions.
Ian's not a meteorologist. He's just, we really want to just kind of put weather out there so our drivers know where.
Yeah.
You want to let drivers
you're
know.
as accurate as my local forecast
Yeah.
guy, so
Right.
you're doing all right.
It's just to let drivers know areas to avoid or what's going on ahead of them. But
I'm getting my information from the National Hurricane Center.
Yeah.
So
And they got it. They didn't say anything about it last Wednesday night about Ida, and Ian, said it's gonna, go the other way and not be anything. And then the next day it was like, bam! I put a message in our office group chat. I'm like, hey everybody, here's what's going on. Start moving your trucks a different direction, and it was on the next day. So we don't blame Ian.
If you look at the models of the hurricanes, it looks like South Africa just bowls hurricanes toward the U.S.
Oh, basically, yeah.
all time. It's like they're.
That's where they start for the most
I know,
part.
yeah. It just looks like they're just shooting, hurricanes at us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're over there warming up the water for perfect conditions.
Can I screen share real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Just
hang on.
want to do something real quick, and this is just for Russ.
There you go.
Let's see. Can you see the weather on here, Russ?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's all your storms. I know you love to watch what comes off the
I do.
coast, and I don't look at this because I'm not a weather guy until it really shows up. But I thought you'd find this interesting on FreightWaves with their weather component on here with the storms and everything else. So
That is really cool. I like
yeah,
that.
not that you're
Yeah.
supposed to share logins, but let me know if you just
Yeah.
want to look at the weather all day. We can give it to you.
I do. It's fascinating to me. I'll spend an hour
Let's get
in the
Logan
morning.
here.
I let my dogs out. I have my first cup of coffee. I don't check emails. I just look at my radar apps that I have.
We should have a morning Skype or a
Zoom call about the weather.
about the weather. Yeah.
So there you go. That's the news. It's a wrap. Mike Doty, let's talk about that Indiana.
Yeah, first I'll just run through my guys real quick, and then let me screen share, and then we'll do the Indiana.
Florida man.
Yeah, Florida man. Can you guys see?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, so this is Lee, Schenectady. This was
Oh yeah. I
going
seen
up
him there.
into Schenectady, and I just did it. It's like it was about 10. This is about 10 and a half days. This carries him through the holiday. He'll be emptied Tuesday morning.
What was?
About
Do you remember what?
6:30.
Or do you have on there what the Schenectady paid where I sent him
I
from?
think it
the
was
miles?
42.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it was like 42.
On about what? 1,100, 1,000, 1,100, 1,200 miles.
Yeah, somewhere around there, 1,200, something like that.
That's why Mike wasn't complaining.
I was worried about getting him out. He didn't do bad coming out. I think I got him. What was it? $2,000. He picked pretty close. Didn't have much deadhead, maybe 30 or 40 miles, but maybe a little. But down to North Carolina, and I think I got him. I don't even know what it was. $2,000 on 7 something maybe, or 2,200 on 7 something out of or 800 out of there. So he didn't do bad. And then this, like I said, this carries him through the holiday, 10 and a half days, right at $3 a mile, $12,000.
So is he going home, Mike, for Labor Day?
No, this runs him through. He's actually delivering Saturday in Georgia and then picking up a load Sunday morning to deliver over in Arkansas. So this is another reason I ran him like this, because he's going to end right near Little Rock, or not far from Little Rock, Tuesday morning. So he'll be in a great area as well for me to bounce him out of there.
Okay.
And yeah, John. So I wanted to talk about John. So he moved. This is his first run with a van. He He hasn't ran van before. He's been how many years? How many years has he been driving?
A lot. He was in the Marine Corps, and he's been driving ever since. 20 years
Yeah,
at least.
And he does. It's been flatbed the whole time.
Always.
The whole time. So, and he just moved to a van and going to the holiday season.
Well, actually, Mike, I
smart move.
We talked about this, but I think I don't know, 6-7 years ago, I did move him to a van, and he told you it wasn't very long, but I could have swore it was for a couple months, and he just didn't like it and made me switch him back. But,
yeah. So it's been going well. I've been getting him just open window pickups. He's been running on recaps because he's going to do a 34 over the holiday weekend. This was. And that's another reason why 7.5 days to deliver his recaps. He couldn't deliver today because he ran out of hours. He'll be delivering tomorrow. But yeah,
he's liking not having a tarp, probably.
Yeah,
I think I hope he's liking it. The money is certainly better. And here was the thing with that. Something was up with that step deck he had. It wasn't tracking right. It was 7 tires. It blew in a month.
Yeah, he had a rough time.
7 tires in 1 month. It blew. And on top of the trailer payment being more, just a host of other things,
that blew all right.
To pull him out. Yeah, it made sense to pull him out of that. So, and
we're going
hasn't
into
had any problems since.
A little slower season typically for flats or steps, so it's not a bad way to go. And Mike, you told him you can go back in the spring. Let me just do this for a little while.
Yeah, I said let's get through the holidays. If you don't, just give me through the holidays. I know I could make a money. Doing it, and so just give me through the holidays, and if you want to switch back, you can switch back. But yeah, he's 8,882 at 325 a mile for all miles. So,
and that was a flatbed, you said?
No, that's a van. He switched
he wasn't a flatbed though.
Yeah,
it was a step deck.
Yeah, step
deck. Okay.
No flat tires.
Sorry about that.
Step deck. But yeah, and then Robbie. This is only from Monday to, he'll be home Friday he's going home for the holiday weekend. He picked up Monday morning. He'll be back at home Friday. 393 a mile, 66.59. What helped us out on this run was the Lynchburg, where was it? Bristol. The first one, Huber Heights, Ohio to Virginia. I got him 3,200 on 500 and something miles. It was supposed to be a team load, but the guy said if we dropped the trailer the night before, and he was already empty and had to park anyway, so it made sense. They took the trailer, loaded it, and as long as he had fresh hours, he could make the run. So that's really what.
Yeah, he pulled it off too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was about 5. As long as he had fresh, it was only about a 550-mile run. So, yeah, had him loaded, the trailer loaded the next morning, ready to go.
Essentially, he got paid at $1,500 to go to bed, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's good use of his time.
Yep. So, and now moving on to the example, the Indiana example. So what I did is I just took from today, loading today, through what would be, I think, the delivery final Thursday morning of next week is what it worked out to. And all I did was I took the posted rate, so there's no negotiations on this. One load, the $1,600 load, there was another load they had posted a similar rate for like $1,500, and the 30-day average was somewhere between like 15 and 1,700 or 14 and 1,700 on DAT. So I just went with 16. That's the only one that wasn't posted, but there was a similar load posted for 15. So I figured it's right in the middle of the average. So I just took that, but everything else was posted on there. And so the first one is a vented van load, but again, if you have a van, it's easy to throw some vents in there if the loads are paying right. 4,300. There's melons coming out of Indiana right now. 4,300 down to Florida, and then he delivers on a Friday, Russ. And then this Friday, and I got them or $700 just back to Georgia, Villarica, Georgia, or however you pronounce it, Atlanta.
When's the delivery on that?
Saturday, and then he picks up, goes to Indiana for delivery Tuesday, I believe it was. They had it posted on there because of the holidays and stuff. So I think it picked Sunday, delivered Tuesday, and then pick up in Indiana back down to Florida. I didn't see any melon loads posted, but I'm sure probably could have waited. They'll be posted for same rate. But anyway, those weren't posted, so I just went with it.
And
So
just so everybody
3310.
knows, Mike has a vented van that Tom Potts drives. That's Mike's trailer, so he owns the trailer. So that's why he, zipped some holes in it and put the vents in it.
Yeah. So, and back up. So roughly 8 days, 99.10, 296 a mile, all miles. And that's coming in and out of Florida, which right now Florida's not paying anything. So, and that's the thing. You wonder if you took this 700 off and deadheaded them out back to the Atlanta area, what would you be, 9,200 and probably, I don't know, top of my head, to 270 a mile maybe, just guessing. But
Mike,
so, with it being Friday is kind of why, if you landed on a Thursday in Florida, I probably don't take that load. I probably just
deadhead
haul butt back to Atlanta. So I'm sitting there Friday ready to pick up a load for the weekend. But because it ended in Florida on a Friday and you find something that delivers back up there on a Saturday and you can keep rolling, then maybe you take it, maybe you don't.
Yeah.
Guess it just all depends on if the numbers make sense.
I mean, that's a good week. And you're going into Florida. Mike's always had to deal with that, so he's got some experience with it living down there when he went home, when he used to drive. It's, and I do run in and out of there a lot, but it's, Florida's not easy.
It's just a combination of Colorado, Florida, the Northeast has been better to get out of. Yeah. But it's just running the numbers versus the time, right? Like I said, if that load, if he landed there on a Thursday and to pick up a load, get back, get it delivered in Atlanta on a Friday, I probably wouldn't do that. I probably, if he delivered, say, Thursday afternoon in Florida, just deadhead him back to a better area to be there for Friday. I don't think I'd take that cheap load.
Yeah.
With it being Friday, deliver Saturday, you find a pick on either Saturday afternoon or Sunday. It's a toss up. You hate taking a load for $700, but
right.
It's just running the numbers and the time, I guess.
I like the way you ran him. Yeah, it works.
But I didn't. It would have took me 3 weeks to put together a PowerPoint.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but since you mentioned it, I was a little disappointed we didn't get a PowerPoint.
No, I can. I'll just show you the route.
I'm going to send you a class for Fred Pryor, and it is just going to be fantastic. I can't wait next week. That's
PowerPoint for dummies.
Well, in his defense, unlike Christian and I, he hasn't been doing PowerPoint since 3rd grade.
Yeah, we've been clocking the chalk erasers. That's what I was doing in 3rd grade in Louisiana. There was no PowerPoint for me at 3rd grade, man.
Mike didn't have time. He was busy digging his guys out of the areas I sent him to.
He was too busy having kids in the 3rd grade from what I heard.
Yeah.
Right.
Great.
Yeah. Speaking of kids, we're going to have a fleet of Doties here soon. One might be going to trucking school. So,
yes.
Oh, God.
Come on.
Yeah. We were talking about that
so
this
we'll
week.
See.
That'd be great.
We'll see.
I can send them to the places I sent you.
Yeah. We'll see if the insurance, if not, he'll just have to go do a year somewhere and get a year under his belt.
Well, Christian, you remember in Destin, we did talk to in our
Oh yeah.
seminars or whatever, our workshops, we talked to Skip about that. If it's family, I know Michelle's on your fleet was talking about having her son come into the business.
Yep.
And Mike Candace and Skip did say that, let's just put a plan together if it's a family of people, on
Right.
a fleet. So
Right, or veterans as well, because you were looking for the
and
veteran
there's-
exception, which
yes,
is great.
That's very important.
Yep.
So that'd be great.
Yeah. So
Hey,
Well,
Russ,
thanks,
I don't know
Mike.
if you know it, Russ, but there's a Browns hat on your desk. I'm not sure if you want that there or not.
I put that there on purpose because we're about 11 days away from opening the
Disappointment.
opening day.
Oh, day. I thought meant opening disappointment. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
I get it confused.
I thought someone just took it. Oh, sorry. Never mind.
What? I can't win with these guys.
A little delayed reaction, but I get it.
I know.
Oh, what the?
This is a trucking show, Mike. It's not. No. Well, listen. Let's. We're gonna. Christian. I'll get to you soon. I want Joel to go over sports real quick.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll come back to Christian. Joel is pretty excited about this week, Saturday, NCAA football, and it actually already started. And then
Russ, I'm not really a sports anchor. I just play one on a trucking show. But hey, I have a question first.
yeah,
All my sports fans, are you ready? I said,
yeah.
Oh God.
are you ready? It feels like the last day of school and Christmas morning all wrapped up in one. I'm so excited about kicking off the new football season. Football is amongst us. First, we'll be leading off with Major League Baseball. We're going to talk some football and Major League Baseball today. 30 games left over in the American League East. Tampa Bay leads the New York Yankees by 8 games. Yankees in 4th, Boston in 5th. I think that's the way it's going to go. Those two teams are going to battle it out for a one-game playoff to see who stays and who goes home. Over in the Central, the White Sox don't seem to have that problem. They are 10 games above Cleveland. They'll be cruising to a playoff spot. In the West, Houston leads Oakland by 5 games. Oakland battling for that final playoff position.
Jim Mackey, what's up with your Cubbies?
They're mine, not my Cubbies. They're mom's. I just
Mom's
play along with
Cubbies.
her.
They're in Akron
I
tonight
don't
playing the
know.
Rubber Ducks.
They're playing the Rubber Ducks in Akron.
I haven't paid much attention to that.
I think I will
I know
be
she's been
trying out.
complaining a lot though when I call her.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, my son's trying to get a CDL too.
Over in the National League East, Atlanta Braves lead Philadelphia by 2.5 games. Remember, 30 games left. That is probably the tightest race left in baseball. In the Central, Milwaukee leads Cincinnati by 10 games. And out west, San Fran, LA. San Fran half game up on the Dodgers. Those two teams are definitely in. We don't know which seed yet. Now, over to our beloved NCAA football. Well, let's go to the NFL first. Preseason is all but over. All teams are doing the final cuts down to the 53-man roster.
Well, they did that Tuesday was the cut day, right?
They are making the final cuts right now. Hearts are being broken, and coaches are making the tough decisions. Cam Newton will be playing for Bishop Sycamore, looks like.
He can wear that fancy hat all day now if he wants to.
Yeah.
It's Pat. We wish Cam
Air horn.
the best in his future endeavors. Opening day is September 9th. That'll be Thursday. Dallas Cowboys travel to
Did you get the time on that, Kumar?
Bay.
Go ahead, Joel.
Did I air horn one? Okay, but more about the NFL later. That's next week. What we're excited about is this week. NCAA season is underway. As I said earlier, Nebraska already losing its opener 2 years in a row. Alumni not happy about that. Notable games this weekend.
Saturday. What's the big ones?
Let's go from 10 down. Number 10, Oregon Ducks will host Fresno State Bulldogs. Oregon a 20-point favorite in that game. Sunday, the Domers travel to Tallahassee, take on the Florida State Seminoles. That'll be 7:30 ABC
Seminoles.
Sunday. Go Irish. Number 8 Cincinnati hosts Miami of Ohio. That should be a pretty easy scrimmage for the Bearcats.
The Bearcats, they're a really good team.
Bearcats. Number 7
Not a
Iowa
fan, but
Hawkeyes hosting Northern Iowa this weekend. And number 6 Texas A&M hosting our Kent State
University.
I don't even know the mascot. Our
Tina's-
Kent State
Kent State Golden Gophers.
Golden Gophers.
That's Tina's alma mater.
My
She
bad,
graduated
Tina. Sorry
with
about
honors
that.
from Kent State.
They're only a 50-point underdog in this game. Good luck. Down in College Station Saturday. The big one tomorrow night. No, it's not the big one. Our big one. OSU, the Ohio State University, travel to Minnesota to take on the Golden Gophers. That game's tomorrow night on Fox. Ohio State going with new quarterback C.J. Stroud.
Wait, I made a mistake. It's Kent State Golden Flashes. How
That's
did you
what it
not
is.
catch that, Zach?
What did I say, Gophers?
I said the same thing because I was thinking of Minnesota. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like Gophers.
Yeah, it's Golden Flashes.
Oh, I wasn't listening.
Tina
Flashes.
probably kill me now.
We'll give you the mulligan on that one.
Yeah, we need an air horn there too. We'll just clean that right up.
Number 3, Clemson. Number 5, in the game of the week, Charlotte, 7:30, ABC. Dogs, Tigers, in a classic. Playoff implications. You know, the experts are split on this one.
Who is Georgia Bulldogs and
Clemson?
Clemson?
Clemson Tigers. Yep.
Yeah.
Clemson, slight favorite. Honestly, in these opening games, who really knows?
Yeah.
You got
Yeah,
new
new teams,
right.
basically.
And number 2, Oklahoma taking on Tulane. I found out if you bet $100,000 on Oklahoma to win outright, you win $800 back. It's pretty safe that they're going to win.
Heavily favored.
And finally, number 1, Alabama, 20-point favorite over the Miami Hurricanes. That game is at Alabama's second home in Atlanta. That's Saturday at 3:30. Again, Alabama without Mac Jones, without Heisman Trophy Devontae Smith, without Najee Harris. It's a new season, new team. We're going to find out.
And Mac Jones is busy starting quarterback for the New
Mac
England
Jones,
Patriots.
congratulations.
Yeah.
Roll Tide.
War Eagle. And has anybody got anything else?
Well, I will say this, and then we're going to get on to Christian. But Joel likes to come up with these funny. He'll look at the Vegas, like the money line on Vegas, and he'll say, it's weird every week. He'll say, you know, Russ, if you bet $50,000 on
Don't
this team,
encourage betting.
no, he
Not Pete
doesn't. He's
Rose
just
over
looking
here.
at these really crazy odds. He's like, if you bet $5 on these 10 teams, and 70% of them win, you win $75,000.
It's not that extreme.
Some of them are. There was one.
Joe, we
that
need to
said-
talk,
Browns
buddy.
win the Super
We need
Bowl,
to talk.
Yeah. Anyway, well, thanks, Joel, and we'll be back with you soon with the Trucking with Kumar.
All right.
So, with that, Christian,
Dogs.
what's going on over there? Oh, by the way, Christian,
Yeah.
I will say, and I'm just going to read this real quick. I'm not going to say everybody's answers, but since it's Labor Day weekend, I did call just about everybody in the world that I knew, and the Dawson Fleet, Deaton drivers, Meadowlark staff. In the movie Shawshank Redemption, starring Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman, 2 life sentences for a 1947 double murder land an innocent man, Tim Robbins, Andy Dufresne in the movie, in a corrupt state penitentiary. What state was this in the movie? And before I say the answer, Jim Mackey, do you have any idea what state Shawshank prison was in the movie?
New York, isn't it?
You're wrong. Johnny 5. Johnny 5, do you have an answer?
I got no clue.
Okay. You got a 1 in 50 shot,
50
Johnny.
states. Guess one.
Green
Hawaii.
Mile.
No.
Nebraska.
Ray said, what did you say, Ray? Oh, Ray said Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah. So I ask tons of people.
Ask Coom.
Kumar?
Ask me.
Kumar?
I read the book, but I can't remember. But I want to say it would be Maine.
That is correct.
We got another gift card.
Dang.
Well, I did tell Ian in our office. So there was only a few people that got this correct. I called Christian. He put me on speaker. He made sure no one was Googling. Lois at the Dawson Fleet immediately got it, and so did Chris Taylor.
Yep.
Right. It was
And
Chris
Lois even knew where it was where it was recorded at. So I'm not sure.
Mansfield, Ohio. And that was the most common answer I got was Ohio, because a lot of people, everybody's seen the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they did record it at a closed penitentiary in Mansfield that's supposedly haunted. So that was the common answer. And a really funny thing about that, I called my parents and I asked them, and I said, no Googling, Mom. She said, oh, we're senior citizens. We can Google, but it takes a long time.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that. So they said, my mom said Oregon, my dad said Mississippi. About 30 minutes later, my mom calls me. She said, can I change my answer? And I said, I thought about it for a minute. I said, okay, what's your changed answer? She said, Ohio. And I said, Mom, if you're wrong, will you pay me $10? And she said, yeah, I will. And I got her, because she did the same. She made the same mistake as everybody else, thinking where it was filmed and not. She's like, that's not what you said, Mom. I said, Mom, I read it right off of a page. I know what I said.
Yeah.
Anything written by Stephen King is probably based in Maine.
In Maine, right.
Yeah.
And Ian said that.
Didn't your parents guess 2 billion hot dogs?
My dad did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But anyway, so the people that got it right, well, now Kumar, Ian Dunlap in our office, Lois and Chris at the Dawson Fleet, and Jennifer Williams out at the home office in Meadowlark. I did ask a lot of people out there, and she was the only one to get it right. So Carol got everybody's information today and is mailing a $40 gift card for AMC movie theaters.
Or 400. I thought it was
Oh,
400.
yeah.
Yeah, one of the two.
We got to double check, make sure she got the zeros right on that. But should be $40 gift cards
40,000
for Lois, for Chris, for Jennifer, and for Ian. And honestly, Kumar, Ian said that since he works with me every day, he said he was going to split his with you. So you take that up with him, because he
I
knew.
didn't say that. You
He
guys can go
knows
on a
that
date.
because of me.
He
so
knew-
I should have that gift card.
He knew that you would get it right, because he said he loves Stephen King. He's going to get that right. So anyway,
My
that was
office
just
enjoyed your call. So my office really enjoyed that. So it was a good pick me up in the middle of the day. So
it was
appreciate
fun.
that.
And
Yeah.
and a lot of people told me that. I mean, I had even the 2 nurses outside that I meet periodically, Mike, to smoke.
Yeah.
I asked them too. I think both of them said Ohio. But also, real quick, and then I'll shut up about it. Mike had a really good answer, and this goes back to your answer, Jim Mackey. Mike broke it down. He said, wasn't the guy like a financial guy? He was a stockbroker and took over the financials of the prison. I said, yeah. He goes, so that would lead me to believe that he was probably like on Wall Street. So I'm going to say New York. And I like the way
where I went.
that. I like that. It was a really thoughtful answer, but you were both wrong. So
How many people guessed the Green Mile?
Joel thought I told him it was Shawshank, and he was thinking Green Mile, and he was
Tom
arguing.
Hanks movie.
He was arguing with me the whole time, and he had the wrong movie. So
But I'm just tired, boss.
I'm gonna go to sleep
Hunter.
now.
Andy Dufresne. Anyway, all right, Christian, what's going on?
Let me share a little something here, if this works. There we go. All right, so I got, I think it's 4 or 5 guys that I ran through. So the first one, driver A, ran 5 days out of the 7. His revenue was 177%, so he ran 106%. And this is Bill Phelan, this first driver, so I can release this. But he was out of Roanoke, delivered, it's a customer we have, light duct work going to Moline, drop there, came on back. And this South Boston delivered on Friday. And it's one of those situations where the load that he had, there were 2 different brokers. TQL was one, and Fitzgerald or whatever it was, Fitzmark or one of them, the other ones. And the customer gave him both freight. Well, they awarded the tenders in the wrong order. And so when he showed up for his appointment at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, whatever it was. And the other gentleman had his appointment. So technically he was an hour late showing up because they gave the wrong shipment to the wrong carrier. And so we ended up having to get him to come here and have somebody else deliver that for him. So it didn't really affect his revenue, but a couple $100, I think $400 of that went to another driver that helped bail us out. So that was a little bit of a boo-boo that we had. Obviously, it wasn't on us, but we worked around it. We had a guy here getting some tires and finishing up his 34 on the yard, and he just said he'd run it down there for us. But, it's pretty good. It was 2,400 miles, and I don't know why I did that. It was 2,400 miles, $8,200 at $333 a mile, and that was in a dry van.
That's a nice week.
Mm-hmm. The next one, driver B, a little different routing. This is Minnesota to Ohio, then Michigan to Indiana, and then out to Idaho. I believe this is Nathan Singer. And again, a great week, $8,600, dry van, 2,800 miles, which is a little more miles than he's used to. He's generally, we kind of cap, give or take, about 2,500. If he had a lighter week before, we might do something like this to start his week off. But again, just consistently try to get that, roughly, $1,500 a day average going each day that he's working. 38% above his occupancy-based revenue, and he was out there. Driver C also had 100% of his occupancy. He had 143% of it based on revenue, which is real nice. This is a little different. It was Chesapeake to Connecticut, then to Ohio, and then push out to Utah. So I'd really be interested to see what they're doing to follow this up with the hours of service after that run. 3,186 miles, $8,600, a little bit less of a cent per mile, but what you'll find out is that, he ended up running more miles going out west into a dry van as well.
You can't really push. That's, you're getting close to the amount of miles. I think the most I've ever done on an E-log, and Joel can attest to this because we weren't running teams, but we used to compete all the time who could run the most miles in a week, on legal logs. I think I was right around that 3,300.
Yeah.
Jim Mackey, Ray, Johnny Five, what do you guys, what's the most you can put on in a week over $3,000?
I myself could do 35, 36.
Wow.
Yeah, I did almost
But
36 2 weeks
that's
ago.
right west.
Yeah.
That's not west.
And you doing that with or without a 34 at the end of the week?
I'm sure that's with a full 70.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
you
did
have
mine
to-
without.
Yeah, it's
Same
really
full
hard.
stock, about 35, 36.
35, 36, yeah.
Yeah, with a full 70, right? When you started, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, full 70.
I did recaps, and I still pulled out 35, almost 36.
I'd like to see those logs, Johnny.
Hey, they're all legal
Johnny,
100%.
No, you don't.
Liar. Johnny's not even a driver on our company. He's a great friend of ours, but Johnny, I need you to scan those logs into Talkin Truckin.
Well,
And the,
right
uh,
now,
Sounds like you got whacked with both the lightning again there, Johnny.
right now, from when I left
Real
home,
quick.
or at mom's home in Iowa, I'm at 2,700, and I'm on a 1,000-mile ride right now to deliver on Friday. I still got 17 and a half hours left of the 70 hours.
Wow.
So I'll have 36, 37 this week.
Good.
You'll be done then, yeah.
That's good.
Good run here.
So driver D occupied 71%, so took the weekend off. Occupancy-based revenue was 192% based off of what he ran, so he did 121,000. I'm sorry, 121,000. That'd been nice. He did 121% over his occupancy. And this was Chesapeake, Virginia to Pennsylvania, down to Kentucky. He ran back from North Carolina to Pennsylvania and ended back in Virginia. Pretty solid runs each day. Nothing too strenuous, but obviously had to keep the foot into it a good portion of the time for the 2,220 miles based off of how the run was. I don't like to give back-to-back 550 runs when they're doing everyday drops just because it's stressful and the guy can't align his clock. But, we did run the week past him before he had it, and he said, lay it on me. So $8,900, $4 a mile, dry van, 2,200 miles.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go west. No need.
And then the last was driver E, 100% occupancy, 165% a goal. This was Texas to North Carolina, reloaded in Virginia, went to Forest Park, then did Bessemer to Kentucky and Norfolk, dropped, then ended up dropping back over in Black Mountain. Phenomenal week, but we have to take into consideration that it's dropping with 1,500 miles to start. So his week prior likely would have been a little light. So, there's obviously some powder inside the magic here when you start looking at a $12,350 week on 3,800 miles. So not over
That's
your
strong miles. Yeah,
It is
38.
strong miles. So he was sleeping well when he dropped off in Black Mountain. So.
Is that the one driver that said that you're rock star? The one that claimed that he is your LeBron James of trucking?
No, no, that is not him.
Oh, okay.
That is not him. No. So I look to get with Charles and get him on here at some point. I know he actually had interest of either talking on it or said that I could end up putting some numbers up, and at some point we'll do that.
Yeah, get him to call on the show. Let's talk.
That wasn't him, but that would be a LeBron week. But those weeks are kind of hard because once you have a solid and large week like that, I mean, that's a lot of running. So. To stay safe, you want to make sure you put it back a little bit.
And you had a deadhead in there too, didn't you? Georgia to Alabama.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's all miles that I calculated on there. So that's deadhead and loaded.
Oh, well, that's a really nice weeks for you guys.
It's cooperation
Mike,
at the docks too.
Yeah, Mike's yours too. Yeah, Joel's new driver. She's had a couple bumps in the road with some showing up on time for her deliveries on the last couple loads, right, Joel? And things not going.
No, it's just this one time.
Was it this? I thought it was two, but anyway.
She had a pickup. That's some trouble.
The pickup on the last one, yeah. And it's just it's not us. It's not really the broker that Joel put that load together with. It was more so on the customer end. But those speed bumps, Joel was able to get it worked out, and she's had it'll be two back-to-back really nice weeks. So
that's great.
Also,
it's great when the market can cover up for that too.
I mean, we're going to be coming east after looking at that.
Yeah.
What are you guys seeing out there? I mean, I know DAT says load to post to truck is up 10%. I mean, on both generally reefer and dry van. I didn't look at flatbed.
Well, since you asked, Christian.
That's a perfect segue, I guess, right?
Yeah. Van national average. The fuel surcharge this week is 41 cents. Van national average 242 last week plus fuel. Reefer national average 282 plus fuel last week, and national average according to the DAT for these flats 267 plus fuel. I did something a little different this week. Last 7 days from the DAT, the last seven days load to truck ratio out of Los Angeles. So I know we've been having a great time picking up freight on the West Coast. Van loads 7,381 loads to 473 trucks. Last week, reefer 3,386 loads to 200 trucks, and flat 4,070 loads to 80 trucks. This is from the DAT. I picked a state that everybody picks on me for sending their guys to when they're off, Maine. And the reason, because we do run some reefers up into Maine for some potatoes around this time of year. I know it's got to be starting, but last 7 days, load to truck ratio out of Maine, reefers 1,400 loads, 1,422 to 22 trucks out of the Augusta market. I'm also going to Maine in a couple of 3 weeks, and our question was about Maine. So van 1,009 loads to 115 trucks out of Augusta market, and flat 445 loads to 31 trucks out of the Augusta market. These are averages that the DAT put out. Ian and I put that together today. Last 7 days, I thought this was really interesting. I'm going to dig into this a little more, and I told Tom about it immediately this afternoon because outside of a few guys, we have some of our dispatchers that run some flats that they've had for a long time that are dispatchers for some of our flats, but Tom runs most of them. Last 7 days, load to truck ratio out of the Little Rock, Arkansas market for van 1,855 loads to one truck, to 155 trucks. Reefer 1,100 loads to 54 trucks, and then flatbeds 10,395 loads to 25 trucks last week. And then Ian jumped on immediately today. We were doing this afternoon after we kind of got done before we had our 4 o'clock meeting with Austin. There was almost 3,000 loads on posted loads out of the Little Rock area. We put a 200-mile deadhead around it for flatbeds. So what we saw, today that was on DAT, on the based on that, I gotta believe that you can't get hurt by sending a flatbed there right now. If you've got that much of a swing on load to truck ratio, and just like I said, 2,800 posted at 3:00 today, it's going to take a while to get that freight moved. So you should be okay. And I called Tom immediately, and I told him maybe we should look at this, and he was diving into it immediately. So looking at possibly sending a few there.
How's he doing?
He's doing good. He had a little setback, and he was going to try and be on tonight to talk to us a little bit about reefer loads and flatbed loads, but market.
How about this? I'll wait until the very last.
Kind of creeping up on him after, since he's been in recovery from the heart surgery.
Since you stole some of mine.
He did have to go to the ER. He was in for about a day or two. But they regulate. It was sky high, like 2 something. His blood pressure. It just happened kind of overnight. And he's doing everything they're telling him. It's just, that's a big surgery, so things can happen.
Complications, yeah.
Yeah, so what they did was change the medicine, and he was like, it was lower than mine. Like 3-4 days
Before or
ago.
after your Barberton chicken?
No, I knew Barberton chicken was coming in
every episode, man.
No, mine was 138 over. What did I say? 138 over 80. After I got on the medicine, but. Yeah, he got it. It's lower than that. He said he's feeling better. He is going to rehab for everything every morning, pretty much, except I think one day. So like 7 in the morning till about 8. So, yeah, he'll be on soon. He's got a little thing he wants to do. I think Zach's going to work with him on that. It has to do with him flying a plane and dropping bombs on bad areas for freight. I don't know. So they're working on that.
What?
Yeah, I told you about it. And Tom's getting pictures with his buddies of him and his buddy's plane.
Wrong country. Oh, right.
Yeah. Memphis to Houston, average outbound flat rate. Flat bed is $3.65, including fuel. That's including fuel. And to Orlando, $3.80, including fuel on those 2 lanes. So Memphis to Houston flatbed, $3.65. All in, and Orlando 380 all in, and that was Zach wrote flat rate instead of flatbed.
Sorry, I was rushed.
So yeah, that's since you asked, Christian, that's the update.
And I also asked for Florida Man to cut out Doty's internet, so he's no
yeah.
longer
What
here.
happened, Florida Man?
He texted us. He lost the internet.
He lost
internet. Yeah,
struggling there. All right, so let's get on to trucking questions with Kumar.
Oh, that's me.
That's you.
That is
not
you.
Florida Man, Ohio Man.
and I've got a full appreciation for what you do every week after having to come up with questions last week, and we ran into extra innings, and then I blundered a question. I didn't even have the right question. It was bad.
I will say
These are typed. At least I can read them.
thanks to Johnny 5. It was about 6:30, 7:30 this morning. Johnny 5 was texting me the questions, so we used most of Johnny's questions. They were good.
Excellent.
So thanks Johnny for that.
Thanks, Johnny.
Good job, Johnny.
Because of that, Johnny, I'm sorry, but you can't answer. You know the questions. Okay, that's fine.
All right.
So, but his answers don't count. Yeah. Before we do that, though, Jim. Oh, there's Mike. Good.
Florida Man.
Yeah. Before we do that, Jim Mackey, where are you at? Because I meant to ask you that earlier.
I just left Huntsville, Alabama, almost to Birmingham, on my way to San Antonio and Georgetown, Texas.
Oh, okay. Okay. I called you, Jim, yesterday because I was calling everybody in the world to ask them the Shawshank Redemption question. I said, Jim, what are you doing? And immediately he's like, man, I got an oil leak from somewhere. I don't know. He's going into detail. He goes, I'm here at Love's getting it checked out. And while he was on the phone, they were talking to him, and they said it was a pan gasket. It wasn't a big deal, I guess.
That's
right,
actually
Jim?
the rear main they're talking now.
Oh, okay. So it's a little bigger deal. But and then I was like, I'm not even going to ask him this silly question about a movie. And he goes, what'd you need? And I said, I was just checking on you, buddy. I'll talk to you on the show
I thought it
tomorrow.
was kind of weird. You'd never done that before.
Yeah, well, I've checked on you, but usually there's a reason.
Wow.
And I called to get that answer from you, Jim. That's why I waited till on the show. I knew you had your hands full.
Thanks, anyway.
Yeah. So, Ray, I think you delivered in Houston today, right?
Sure did. Picked up another one in Houston as well, and I'm almost in San Antonio.
Headed to the floaty. So Ray has been running around. Ray, you left the house. Where'd you go?
To the floaty.
Let's see.
In the truck. I mean.
When I left the house, okay, I picked up in Laredo and went to, oh gosh, I barely remember what happened
Indiana.
yesterday.
I think it was Indiana, right?
Was it Indiana? Yeah,
I
it
think
was
so.
Indiana.
Yeah, because I think I booked that load, and then I don't know what happened after that. I think Ian took you after that.
Yeah.
But-
Okay. So I picked up in Laredo, went to Fort Wayne,
Yeah.
and
Fort
then Fort Wayne. From there, I picked up in Kalamazoo, Michigan, went to Grand Prairie, Texas, and then
short down to Houston, right?
yeah, I picked up in Corsicana, Texas, and that one went to DeRidder, Louisiana, on the Texas state line.
Oh, that's
Paper,
right.
yeah, a load of paper. And then from there, reloaded in the same place, went right back to Dallas. From Dallas, I went to Roanoke, Texas, picked up and went to Houston, delivered in Houston, picked up in Pasadena, and now I'm on my way to New Braunfels, Texas,
So
which is San Antonio.
I always make fun of Ray because he likes to go right back to the house, but you can see he is working, and that's his lane though. Ray likes to run the Texas to the Midwest and get back down there, finish his week off running short. So, and
How's your other driver doing, Ray?
He's doing great.
Oh, he's doing good.
He's a really good guy, Michael. We like him. Good runner, and he's that truck's profitable. He's making money.
Yes.
So, Joel, are you ready?
All right. Are you? I'm just kidding. All right. Question 1. Kumar,
Yes, sir.
what's up?
How's it going?
Let's go.
Let's go. Question 1. If you are too heavy on your trailer axle, which way do you slide the axle? A, backwards. B, forward. C, you don't slide. D, you're overweight. Go back to the shipper and get reworked.
I'm gonna go B, backwards.
B was forward.
What's backward?
A.
A is slide the tandem backwards.
B forward. C was you don't slide it, and D was what?
Go back to the shipper and get reworked.
We are gonna go with A.
Backward.
What do y'all say?
Jamaki, if you're
Yeah,
heavy,
sliding back.
that's right. Ray, I would have got you, but I know you know that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Like Kumar, what's up here? How do you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
'cause I get texted the question. No, just
Send them to him.
no. These are wild guesses, but I'm just like envisioning them.
Got his palm read.
Well, listen, Joel's throwing 20 in the pot this week.
I am.
Either way, yeah, because
All right.
Yeah, you just found out.
Russ is running out of money.
The Oklahoma game. I'll give you
and
15
yeah,
cents.
and I bought a bunch of movie tickets for people, and also Joel missed last week, so. So we're up to $160, and
Around 20.
that'll put Joel at 20. If it doesn't matter who loses.
Joel said he doubled the pot,
It
so
matters.
It's for a good
It'll be
cause.
40 cents. instead of
Christian
20.
Christian's gonna come up with the cause before the holidays.
He's still waiting on a steak.
St. Jude.
All right.
he's still waiting on his steak.
It's funny because
Yeah,
when,
we're going
when
into
Chris
wintertime.
when Chris
Right.
won that. No, hang on, let me tell you, Joe.
Go ahead.
When Chris won that gift card, he goes, "You know what goes good with the movie? Dinner."
He did. I want to make a statement to all the Dawson office that I did, just to put it on record. We've been busy, and things in trucking. Yes, we have, and things have been slammed, and family things, all that stuff, and it just didn't work out yet. But I did call Christian probably a month ago and say, "Look, man, I'm gonna have Tina PayPal you just." How many people are going? I was going to send
That's
him
not the
Carol's
same.
getting
$1,000,
TV
$1,200, whatever
It's
it
a cop
costs.
out.
And he would not let
Thank
me
you.
do it. Dawson family up there. So I was just going to pay. He said, it's not the same. We'll wait.
Yeah,
So
I want you to watch us eat and drink and be merry. That's what
I'm
I want
hoping,
to
and I
happen.
think,
It'll be so fun.
look, and
It'd be
Zach,
so expensive.
Zach and Ian are coming with me. So
A reefer load of Salisbury steak.
I promise you guys, if we can all make this work, I'm going to Maine. I'll be back the 2nd or 3rd of October, and then I think there's something in Montana. I got to fly out there.
And then after that,
7th. I think you're going. Are you going to, Christian? The 7th, 8th, or are you not able?
That
to
was the
make
one that was pushed back from August.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It might be in my email. It might not. I don't know.
Yeah. Nikki called me. She said, I emailed you days ago. You didn't answer me, and I'm like, I missed it. But I told her,
got the email saying they were pushing it back, but I didn't get it.
I think she gave me the date 6th, 7th, or something like that. I'll have to go back and look. And I told her, I said, I think I'm good. I'll be just back from Maine from vacation. But then Tina reminded me, I don't know if it's going to work yet. I got to figure it out. My son Nathan's wedding is the 12th.
that weekend.
The
You're
12th.
just making any excuse not to come down to Virginia.
So the only way I'm going to be make that Montana trip, I'd have to fly out there by myself and then fly straight to Chicago from Montana to go to the wedding the Saturday. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make that trip
Montana.
work.
I got to do it.
We'll have to talk to Nikki and see.
See, I have court on the 8th. And
so that won't work for you.
Buddy,
I'm just going to
too.
tell her I can't that week too. I'll have to change it. That maybe they'll kick it back a little. So let's just sometime in
Let's
October.
just plan for 2022.
No, I'm saying October, late October.
Lindsay, push it out
I'm
of
going
here.
on. We'll figure it out.
We're gonna figure it out.
I'm going on vacation.
I'm gonna
towards
make this
Halloween.
work if I have to go.
we
without
say
you,
we're
Zach.
busy, but every time we bring this up, someone's going on vacation.
Well, because he keeps just pushing it back.
I just want
Hey,
your,
it's as much on me as it is on him.
I just
So-
want
Like
your
it's blood
staff
work.
to know that I am not bailed on him. I've even offered to send the money to.
Okay,
Christian
well,
to
here's the
take it.
deal. Here's the deal. If we don't get it by November 1st, then Ray and Johnny and Jim get to come too. Come on.
Yeah.
Potty me.
Yeah,
Kumar
okay.
Okay.
And everybody else that's ever
Push
been
it
on the
out.
show.
Push it out.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
yeah, I'll get
I'm gonna
enough
have to
grown-ups.
sell. I'm gonna have to sell my Bitcoin
Do you have
to do
Golden
this.
Corral there?
I mean, we'll take it. I don't know how to take it, but we'll take it.
Yeah, I got a little Dogecoin. It's gone up. Maybe I could swing that. I don't know, right, Zach?
Bitcoin's tanking right now.
Anyway,
I have some of that too. My son was messing around with it, so I was like, buy me some, and that was back when it was like 4 cents.
yeah, it's like 30 cents.
Now you're probably a
29
billionaire now.
What?
No, I got like 10,000 coins. So.
He's
That's what I
right.
got.
So yeah,
10,000.
Oh, yeah, he's
I
right.
think I got a couple. I think
that'll give you like $3 grand.
It's a couple racks, yeah.
And no, Bitcoin isn't tanking, Joel. It's up today. It was like I looked earlier. It was almost 49.
So right after you
49,000.
check the
He's
weather,
studying
you
for
check
the
Bitcoin,
test.
I
Right?
do.
We used to have
I
a
do.
projector with Bitcoin on it.
He doesn't hear anything. You heard that.
Screen.
Yes, sir. I do.
Yeah.
I got
Split screen
way-
going on.
I
Bitcoin
got
weather.
way too much money in there.
It's
You
not
don't
an
wanna
investment
know.
if you're not looking at it.
I
Yeah.
bought it cheap though, and I just cannot let it go.
Yeah, I
won't.
bought it before it started going up, and so I'm looking pretty good too.
Yeah.
I didn't buy it near as much as you, but
Yeah.
This is so foreign to me. It's
Didn't get it as cheap as I did.
What did you
you
get?
didn't buy it at all.
Yeah.
No, I bought it at a third of
did.
a cent.
Did you really?
Yeah.
1,600 shares.
Of what?
$5. $5.
Oh, you're talking about Dogecoin, right?
Yeah, Dogecoin. Yeah.
He's not
Like
talking
it-
about he's got
Okay.
1,600
I thought he was calling
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. I was
No,
like,
why are you
Jim,
driving?
why are you driving?
That's right. Why are any of us here?
You know who else? You know who else that drives for Metallark is kind of into crypto like I am? Is Esco.
Esco's super.
Esco and I have had
good. That's why you're
conversations.
carrying around $8,000 in a suitcase.
We didn't even mention
Escobar.
Golden
Yeah.
AK-47 in the truck.
Listen, I will tell you, Esco and I have talked about it, and he did have some Bitcoin when it was really cheap several years back. But back then, and I bought some stuff back then too, not Bitcoin, and it was so hard to buy. So you had to have like this key, and it's like a series of 25, 30 letters, numbers,
Man, I
symbols,
thought all these
and
questions
he
would
lost
stumble.
he lost his key, so he lost his Bitcoin. But he has been buying Ethereum and Bitcoin since, about where I've been buying it at, and he's a believer too, and he's doing really well with it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not. Don't look at me for an investment advice. I've lost my clothes on investments before.
talking investment with Deaton
Yeah.
and Doty.
I talk it with
Right.
Esco because
Question number
both on
2.
Let's go. We got off on a
2-hour
tangent
show.
there.
All right, question number 2. If you have 4 million Bitcoin, how many? Just kidding. All right, if you have a fixed tandem trailer, what does that mean? Kumar, A, your trailer axles have been repaired. B, your trailer axles have been replaced. C, you can't move your axles. or D, your trailer can't move?
You can't move your axles.
You don't even have a flatbed. How would you know?
Johnny 5, is he right? I'm getting blown away here.
We might need to get a new Kumar if it keeps going this way.
That was all in the wording.
You're gonna have to drive for me now. Kumar.
He wants to get into trucking now, I think. He's reading about it. Gotta be.
Trucking
Nope.
for idiots.
Easy CDL.
No, I'm a natural. I'm a natural.
I'm just really, really, really smart, guys. That's what he's
Zach's gonna
saying.
teach him how to back.
Yep.
Okay. Question 3, Joel.
Question 3.
He's got 2 right.
If you put new recaps all the way around your truck, but you fail a DOT inspection, why is that? A, not enough air. B, too low of tread. C, not allowed to put recaps on steers. Or D, DOT inspector is wrong and picking on you.
See, this is where I get lost.
Great question, Johnny.
Can you do the first 2 again?
That's first.
Sure, so if you put recaps all the way around your truck but fail a DOT inspection, that's because A, there's not enough air, or is it B, too low of tread, or is it C, not allowed to put recaps on steers, or D,
Answer is Barney with the
DOT
gun.
inspector is out of line.
And picking on you.
We'll go C.
What was C?
Not allowed to put recaps on steers. What do you
Are
say,
you
Jim
sure?
Mackey?
Yeah, I'm sure.
What do you say, Ray?
Yeah, he's right.
Wow.
What are recaps?
Something's going on. Something's going on. I'm calling shenanigans. That's it.
I don't know. I'm speechless. I did too. I thought they were great this morning.
No, I mean,
No,
I
recaps
literally
are
don't know what I'm
hurricanes took out,
talking
though.
about.
They're
but
just
it sounds
plastic.
right.
They go over your lug
Are you
nuts.
just like process of elimination based on what the question is?
Yeah.
All right, well, Kumar,
Definitely not D.
you're 3-0, but I got something for you on question 4. Are you ready? And I know you being from the same hometown as Marilyn Manson here in Canton, Ohio, that you are a huge Alan Jackson fan. Are you not?
Totally.
All right. Well, question 4. Alan Jackson had a song, came out in July 2001. It's called Where I Come From. Now, the question is, who stops Alan Jackson just after midnight? And that goes something like this. While I was rolling wheels and shifting gears around that Jersey Turnpike, when who stopped Alan Jackson just after midnight? Said, sir, you broke the limit in this rusty
Jackson
old
leading
truck.
leading
I
the
don't know about that
witness.
accent, son. Just where did you come from? Where I come from, cornbread and chicken. All right, so Kumar.
It's so spot on. We might get a
Great
copyright
job.
strike.
So Kumar, in Alan Jackson's Where I Come From, who stops him just after midnight? Is it A, DOT officer? Is it B, Barney with his gun? Is it C, convicts? Or is it D, the tool booth attendant?
The toll booth.
Toll booth. Not tool.
What are they? What are they again?
Who stopped Alan Jackson from driving out of Jersey one night after midnight? Was it a DOT officer? Was it Barney with his gun? Was it a convict? Or was it a toll booth attendant?
I'm going to go with a toll booth attendant.
Where I come from.
Hey, wait,
Jim
Joel.
Mackey.
Jim Mackey.
Barney.
Barney with a gun. Ray?
I'm gonna take a guess, and I'm just gonna go for DOT officer.
DOT officer. Okay.
I love the
Great
Barney
question.
reference.
Went against Jim Mackey.
Wow.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that.
What do you say, Christian? Do you know that song?
I do, and I just refreshed myself, so I'd be cheating if I
Oh,
gave the
okay.
answer. So, yeah, I was up there. But
Yeah.
He knows
no.
about the Jersey Turnpike.
Johnny 5, what's the answer?
Darn it.
Okay.
Where I come
First
from.
one.
All right.
He got
You're
wrong.
3-1.
Wow.
First one in 2 weeks.
Kumar,
probably.
got to get you again.
Yeah, right.
Same question.
Same song.
Same song.
Same song as I was. What did Alan Jackson deliver in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Do you need some help on that one?
So in the song, he was a truck driver and he made
Well, I
his
was headed
delivery.
home on 65, there somewhere around Kentucky. The CB rang for a bobtail rig that's rolling on like thunder. Well, I answered him
Oh,
when he asked me.
cookout, yes.
"What you from out
I
of
missed
Tulsa?"
that.
I said, no, but you might have seen me there. I just dropped a load of what, Kumar? Was it A, beer? Was it B, salsa? Was it C, tires? Or was it D, rodeo clowns?
Beer, salsa,
Tires,
or rodeo clowns?
rodeo clowns.
Tires.
Load of tires.
What say you,
what do
Mr.
you-
Mackey?
Jim?
I got no idea, but I'll guess beer.
Beer.
Well, let's. Can you read the question again before he gives his
Yeah,
answer,
what
please?
city is he delivering in?
Yes.
No.
Read it.
It's the city is Tulsa, but what did he deliver in Tulsa?
Right.
Yeah, what did he deliver in
What was the
Tulsa?
commodity?
Tulsa.
Okay.
What did he
Do I gotta
deliver in
sing it again?
Tulsa?
Oh, gosh darn it.
What?
Tire.
Ti- Ray?
I'm going with salsa because it rhymes with Tulsa.
Ah, there
There
you
you
go.
go.
Wow. 3 and 2, so
I
we
should
got
have
2
known
back.
that. It rhymes.
Yeah. It's a country song. Everything's supposed to rhyme.
You might have
Right
seen
before you lose it.
Just drop a load of salsa. Where I come from. All right.
Great question.
So
Again.
that is 3 and 2. We got one more. We don't really need a tiebreaker, do we?
No, let's just do it, though.
Yeah,
One more.
Let's
All
go.
right, all
It
right.
doesn't count if he loses it though.
Kumar, what swindle sheets? Is it A, inspection papers, B, the BOL paper? Is it C, your paper logs, or D, your TWIC card?
So this is like CB slang, kind of?
Yeah.
Trucker slang?
Right. What's a swindle sheet, Kumar?
Let's read the answers again, Joel.
Is it inspection papers? Is it your BOL? Is it your paper logs? Or is it your TWIC card?
Inspection papers.
He says inspection papers. Ray, Jim Mackey,
Where
what
I
do you think?
come from.
I said the logbook.
Yeah,
What
the
do you-
logs, e-logs. I mean,
E-log,
e-logs,
or
paper
not
logs.
e-logs, but paper logs. That's
That's
right.
the answer.
You think we call Cody tomorrow? He'll let us use swindle sheets?
I doubt it.
I doubt it. Okay.
I doubt it.
He probably shut us
All right. So we got.
So,
All right.
I don't know if I
3-3.
can-
You win. So Joel adds.
I'm back down to $10 now. All right.
Joel adds 20 to the pot. We're up to 180. If Christian is going to pick St. Jude's, that's cool with us.
Yeah.
We'll do it till Christian will do it, and you can handle it. We'll just make sure you get the money.
Sounds good.
Got them all marked
Just like
off.
we'll make sure you get that steak dinner.
No, we will.
We'll probably at the end of the year we'll probably just do it both at the same time.
We'll just fax you
I'll
some
get an
spam.
enormous check. I'll show up at the steakhouse with it.
Zach just wants to go to Roanoke. I can't to
Yeah.
go to.
Cookout. I don't care about the steak dinner. I just
He
want
wants to go to the cookout
Because
for
he doesn't
lunch.
have to fly. He doesn't-
We can
he
do
drive
that
around.
for breakfast and lunch if you want. They're open
Yeah.
24 hours.
Yes, they are. Best place on earth.
So,
Book
Well-
yourselves.
well, listen, man, Kumar, I think you're doing great. I don't know how you're getting these questions, but you read too much. I think that's all I can say.
He's going to be your best driver one day.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever read anything about trucking ever.
Yeah.
So like I'm just as surprised as you guys every time I get these right.
That's
Yeah.
great.
I cannot believe it.
Well, next week, Kumar, we're gonna have you dispatch a fictitious driver. We want you to do a PowerPoint.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Oh
got it.
yeah,
You wanna do it?
Sweet.
And we can give you my access to the load board, like maybe the truck stop load board or DAT.
Okay.
And you got
You got
figure
to call it on the load.
We're not going to tell you how to do it. You're just
Oh
going
my
to figure
goodness.
it out.
Yes, and we need to record the calls when he calls. We should make him
That's
call.
a great
record
idea.
calls.
A great idea.
That's a great
You
idea.
can piss off
Maybe
that driver.
maybe
Next-
we. I know you work at the school, the public school during the week. Maybe Ian and you can sit down and on a Saturday morning because people answer the phone.
Yeah.
Let you make some calls and just figure it out.
I'm doing
Art in
TQL.
negotiation. Just
Yeah.
you don't need to
Talk
write a
every
book.
Landstar
You can just
agent
do
there
it.
is.
Set up your camera and have Ian just hit record. I would love it. That'll be your PowerPoint. That's your assignment for next week.
All right.
I need you to
Good.
book your guy from point A to wherever for over. Let's say you start your week on
You can
Saturday
screen share 3,000 gross.
and do it to the next Saturday.
Deal.
He's
All
gonna
right,
have
love it.
If
negative
he smokes
revenue.
us, this show's going to go a horrible direction.
I'm running you all out.
By the way, I
15
just
grand.
Kumar, I want to let you know there's an offer letter in your email. It's just got to be open, buddy. That's great.
Just continue.
All right. Well, Mike got some weather. He's been on and off his internet through the whole show. So we will save Florida Man. He's got it for next week.
It'll be old news by then.
Christian, do you have anything else?
I don't know. I had a good time
Okay.
here.
I had a great time. I had a great time too.
Keep those
Zach-
rates up.
Yeah.
Between the hurricanes, that's one thing. If we didn't, talk about, you got sunglasses on. No, you can't see it.
Oh,
but,
here we go. I can see it now. I wasn't looking at it.
but,
Zach
but
likes to
looking,
do that.
I figured out how to do it on the computer.
Oh, okay.
But quickly, not to do too much work here, but the tender times, the amount
Yeah.
of time that is between it's issued and accepted, they typically like to have between 2 to 4 days. It's like a week.
Yeah.
So the market's trying to hold on to keep the rates where they're at, and I don't think they can continue to handle the capacity that we have in the natural disasters. Unfortunately, for those involved, does end up making a very sporadic and good market. So if you are an entrusted dispatch and dispatching yourself, continue to bump the rates. And if you're working at the offices that are listening to this, do the exact same thing. Just keep pushing them up.
And when we're booking freight, and I'll leave it at this: when we're booking freight here in the office, Doty, myself, Tom, Zach, Ian, Joel, Nikki Bloom up front, we're just telling them, look, man, we understand everybody needs trucks. We're giving you a good truck. I want a fair price in this market for the truck. I'm not trying to gouge you, but I can get this, and so let's keep doing it.
Yeah, it's a great exchange. Yeah, don't give them a high price and deliver lousy service, because that doesn't
Exactly.
do anybody any favors.
Exactly. So closing out the show, I did talk to Brian at Truckworx Kenworth of Dothan, Alabama, and we're trying to put together a program where we stagger buying some trucks next year, some brand new trucks for some company driver situations that we're putting together and building here. So trucks are really hard to get. He said that I think all 10 Kenworth dealerships are allocated 1,000 trucks next year, new trucks, or prior year. But this year, he said they're clawing and just scratching to get 600. So he said that they wanted to know what we wanted, his customers, basically. They want to know how many trucks he needs allocated for his customers. So we got 6 allocated. Brian said probably plan on getting maybe 4. And if we're lucky, we'll get 6. But so he did we did get allocated 6. We might only get 4, but they'll start when they hit the ground there in the beginning of the year. And hopefully by the end of 2022, it will at least get 4 new trucks staggered. Cool. And I don't have the exact pricing yet, but we kind of got a ballpark. So thanks, Brian, for all you do for us. Over the Road Apparel, work clothes for the modern day trucker. Prime Wellness and Performance in San Antonio, Texas. We're looking forward to having Louis Vasquez back on. He is the Super Bowl champion with the Denver Broncos. And be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And if you guys don't have anything else, go Browns,
Go Dogs.
go Indians, go Cavaliers, and go Buckeyes.
Dogs.